Welcome to my channel, The World Coin. Hello and welcome, coin lovers. This channel is dedicated to the fascinating world of coins from every corner of the globe. From ancient currency to modern mints, rare finds to everyday coins, we explore their history, design, and hidden stories. So subscribe now and join our growing community of coin collectors, history enthusiasts, and curious minds. I have 2 videos of quarter dollar. So let's get started. The 1983 quarter dollar coin, officially known as the Washington quarter, is one of the most significant coins in the history of American numismatics. This coin belongs to the Washington quarter series, which has been a core part of U.S. coinage since 1932. The 1983 edition, though it appears as a regular circulation coin, carries special importance due to its mintage background, metal composition, and the economic context of the early 1980s. 1983 was a time of transition and recovery in the United States. The country was emerging from an economic recession, and the minting of coins was influenced by both industrial limitations and public demand. The 1983 quarter not only represents the currency of that time but also serves as a reflection of American craftsmanship and history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, it replaced the standing Liberty quarter. By 1983, the Washington quarter had already been circulating for over 5 decades, making it a well-known coin among Americans. The early 1980s were marked by inflation, high interest rates, and a recovering economy. During this time, coinage was essential for everyday commerce. The U.S. Mint was under pressure to maintain a steady production of coins to meet national circulation needs. However, what makes the 1983 quarter distinct is that no official mint sets or uncirculated sets were produced by the U.S. Mint that year. This scarcity of mint state coins caused high demand among collectors later on. As a result, well-preserved 1983 quarters are considered valuable and desirable in the coin collecting community. The 1983 quarter features the same classic design introduced in 1932 but with small stylistic variations that evolved over the decades. Portrait. The obverse side of the 1983 quarter features a left-facing profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Designer. John Flanagan, whose initials, JF, can often be seen near the truncation of Washington's neck. Liberty appears boldly across the top edge of the coin. "In God We Trust," is written to the left of Washington's portrait. The year, 1983, is inscribed at the bottom, directly beneath Washington's neck. Mint mark. The mint mark is located just behind Washington's hair tie, indicating the coin's mint of origin. P for Philadelphia Mint. D for Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint coin bears a P mark introduced in 1980, while Denver coins bear a D. Main design. The reverse displays a heraldic eagle with spread wings clutching arrows and olive branches, a symbol of defense and peace. United States of America appears at the top. PLURIBUS UNUM, out of many, one, appears above the eagle's head. Quarter dollar is written along the bottom. The design reflects American strength and unity, themes that were central during the Cold War period of the early 1980s. Denomination: 25 cents quarter dollar. Composition: 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel copper nickel clad. Core: pure copper core with a nickel outer layer. Weight: 5.67 grams. Diameter: 24.26 millimeters. Thickness: 1.75 millimeters. Edge: reeded 119 reeds. The copper-nickel composition was adopted after 1965 when silver was removed from circulating U.S. coins due to rising silver prices. In 1983, the U.S. Mint produced the quarter at 2 facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. There were no San Francisco proofs or collector mint sets that year. 1983 P. Philadelphia Mint, 673,535,000 coins. 1983 D. Denver Mint, 617,806,446 coins. Even though hundreds of millions were struck, finding a pristine example today is rare due to heavy circulation and the absence of mint sets. The early 1980s saw the U.S. grappling with economic change. Inflation rates were gradually declining after peaking in the 1970s. President Ronald Reagan's administration implemented new monetary and fiscal policies, influencing the overall economy. Coins like the 1983 quarter were vital for small transactions, parking meters, phone calls, and vending machines. At that time, a quarter had much greater purchasing power than today. For example, you could buy a newspaper, a cup of coffee, or a short bus ride with a single quarter. The production of coins in 1983 also reflected the U.S. Mint's modernization efforts, using more advanced presses and improved die materials for sharper details. Because the U.S. Mint did not issue official uncirculated or proof sets in 1982 and 1983, most coins from these years were used in circulation. As a result, finding mint condition 1983 quarters is challenging. Circulated value, typically worth face value 25 cents. Uncirculated value, depending on grade, $2 to $10 or higher. High-grade mint state Mississippi 65 plus can fetch $20, $50 or more. Exceptional specimens, 1983 P quarters with full strike and brilliant luster can reach $100 or more in top condition. Certain rare errors make 1983 quarters especially collectible. Double die errors, doubling of letters or date on obverse. Off-center strikes, part of the design missing due to misalignment. Clipped planchette, edge appears cut or incomplete. Broad strike error, coin appears larger and lacks a defined rim. These error coins can be worth anywhere from $50 to several $100s, depending on rarity and condition. The 1983 P quarter is especially sought after by collectors because it's more difficult to find in gem condition than the Denver version. The absence of mint sets means fewer coins were preserved before entering circulation. Some quarters struck at the Philadelphia Mint exhibit stronger strike details, while others show weak strikes, an interesting variation for numismatists. In 1983, quarters were widely used in commerce, which led to extensive wear and tear on most coins. Beyond its monetary value, the 1983 quarter represents an enduring symbol of American identity. Featuring George Washington, a figure synonymous with leadership and independence, it reflects the nation's continued reverence for its founding values. The eagle on the reverse, with arrows of defense and olive branches of peace, embodies America's dual philosophy, strength and diplomacy. During 1983, this symbolism resonated strongly, as the U.S. faced international tensions amid the Cold War and was reaffirming its global presence. Collectors who wish to maintain the value of a 1983 quarter should follow best numismatic practices. Handle the coin by its edges to avoid fingerprints. Store in acid-free holders or protective coin flips. Avoid cleaning the coin, as this can reduce its numismatic value. Keep in a temperature-controlled, dry environment. The 1983 quarter is one of the few coins that gained collector demand not because of low mintage but due to the lack of collector sets. The coin is part of the final era before major changes in U.S. coin designs, as commemorative and state quarters began to appear by 1999. Despite its age, billions still circulate today, though most are worn. Finding a shiny, uncirculated 1983 coin in change is increasingly rare. The 1983 United States quarter dollar stands as a coin of both ordinary use and extraordinary historical value. While it may seem like a common piece of currency, its story reveals a deeper connection to America's economic recovery, minting history, and the enduring image of George Washington. For collectors and historians alike, the 1983 quarter is a reminder that even everyday coins can carry powerful stories of craftsmanship, scarcity, and a nation's resilience during challenging times. Its rarity in uncirculated condition makes it an appealing target for numismatists and casual collectors who appreciate the subtle beauty of American coinage. Next video. The 1967 United States quarter dollar coin stands as a significant piece in American numismatic history, not merely for its design, but for what it represents in the broader context of the mid-20th century. The 1967 quarter was produced during a unique transitional period for U.S. coinage, a time when silver was being phased out of circulation coins, and the country's monetary system was undergoing modernization. It captures the economic, political, and cultural conditions of the 1960s, reflecting both the technological changes in minting and the shifting values of American society. Minted without a mint mark, The 1967 Washington Quarter was part of a special three-year period, 1965–1967, in which the U.S. Mint decided to omit mint marks entirely, in an effort to discourage coin hoarding during the coinage shortage that plagued the nation after silver's removal. This makes the 1967 quarter an especially fascinating collectible coin, emblematic of adaptation and innovation in U.S. currency history. Before 1965, U.S. quarters were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving them intrinsic value tied to precious metal markets. However, in the early 1960s, as silver prices rose sharply, the public began hoarding silver coins for their metal content. This led to a severe coin shortage that threatened commerce and everyday transactions. In response, Congress passed the Coinage Act of 1965, which fundamentally altered the composition of the dime and quarter. Silver was removed from these denominations entirely, replaced by a clad composition, a sandwich-like structure of copper-nickel outer layers bonded to a pure copper core. The act was also meant to stabilize coin production and preserve circulating coin availability. To further discourage hoarding and speculation, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from all coins. This meant that collectors couldn't target specific mints, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, for limited or desirable varieties. The 1967 quarter, therefore, bears no mint mark, even though it was struck primarily at the Philadelphia Mint. This period also saw the introduction of special mint sets (SMS), collector-quality coins produced to replace the traditional proof sets, which had been suspended due to production strain. The 1967 SMS quarters exhibit sharper strikes and smoother surfaces, making them particularly interesting to numismatists today. The obverse front of the 1967 quarter features the portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate the bicentennial of Washington's birth, the design had become deeply symbolic of American pride and leadership. Liberty, symbolizing freedom and national values. In God We Trust, the national motto, reaffirming the country's religious and moral foundation. Date, 1967, positioned below Washington's bust, marking the coin's year of minting. Flanagan's portrait depicts Washington in a classical, neoclassical style, stoic and calm, a representation of wisdom and steadiness. Despite the removal of silver, the coin's design continuity helped maintain public trust and familiarity during a time of economic transition. The reverse back design features a heraldic bald eagle, another enduring symbol of the United States. The eagle perches upon a bundle of arrows, representing preparedness and defense, with olive branches below, symbolizing peace. United States of America, declares the issuing nation. E pluribus unum, Latin for, out of many, one, expressing the unity of the states. Quarter dollar, the denomination of the coin. The reverse design, also created by John Flanagan, had remained unchanged since 1932. Its classic American imagery reflected stability, patriotism, and unity at a time when the nation faced internal and external challenges, including the Vietnam War and civil rights movements. Feature details: denomination quarter dollar, 25 cents, composition copper nickel clad, outer layers 75% copper, 25% nickel, core 100% copper, weight 5.67 grams, diameter 24.3 millimeters, thickness 1.75 millimeters, edge reeded, 119 reads, designer John Flanagan, mint marks none, Philadelphia production, minting process, circulation, strike and special mint set, SMS, strike. In 1967, the U.S. Mint produced a massive number of quarters to meet national demand. While exact mint figures were not broken down by facility due to the removal of mint marks, estimates suggest over 1.52 billion 1967 quarters were struck. Additionally, the mint released approximately 1.8 million special mint sets (SMS), which included the 1967 quarter among other denominations. These SMS coins are notable for their semi-proof-like finish, not quite mirror-like proofs, but significantly better struck than circulation coins. The 1967 SMS quarter holds particular collector interest. It differs from the regular circulation strike in several ways. Sharper details and cleaner surfaces. Satin-like finish rather than matter-proof polish. Slightly different die characteristics, such as stronger rims or clearer lettering. One famous variety is the 1967 SMS quarter with a cameo, or deep cameo, effect, where the raised devices, like Washington's portrait and lettering, appear frosted against a mirrored background. These coins are highly desirable and command premium prices. In circulated condition, 1967 quarters are typically worth only face value, 25 cents. Because of the enormous mintage, they remain common in pocket change even today. Uncirculated, mint state examples can range from $1 to $10, depending on grade and luster. SMS coins, especially in high grades, Mississippi 67 or higher, or with cameo contrasts, can reach $40 to $200 or more at auction. Mississippi 60 to Mississippi 63, average uncirculated, minor bag marks. Mississippi 65, gem quality with bright luster. Mississippi 67 plus, exceptional strike, rare, and sharply detailed. SMS cameo, deep cameo, highest collector interest due to proof-like contrast. The 1967 quarter represents a turning point in American coinage, the transition from intrinsic value silver coins to base metal coins designed purely for circulation. This shift signaled the modernization of the U.S. economy and its adaptation to global commodity pressures. It also marks the end of an era for traditional coin collecting, as mint marks and silver compositions gave way to uniformity and mass production. Yet, the continued use of Washington's portrait linked these new coins to America's founding principles. The decision to keep Washington on the quarter reinforced his status as a symbol of leadership, integrity, and independence. By 1967, Washington's image had been circulating for 35 years, long enough to become a fixture in American iconography. The 1967 coin also reflects its era, a time of transformation in the United States. The decade was marked by technological progress, space race, computers, social movements, civil rights, feminism, and political upheaval, Vietnam, Cold War. The coin, though modest in form, circulated through all these moments, in the pockets of soldiers, students, and workers alike. For many Americans, the 1967 quarter was an everyday link to national unity. It could buy a cup of coffee, a newspaper, or a bus fare, small yet meaningful transactions that defined daily life. Today, the 1967 Washington quarter remains a historical curiosity rather than a high-value rarity. However, for numismatists, it serves as a key study piece for the clad coin era, representing the mint's technological adjustments and the country's economic shifts. Collectors often seek SMS varieties with high-grade cameo surfaces. Error coins, die cracks, off-center strikes, double dies. Coins with exceptional luster or toning. Despite its commonness, the 1967 quarter remains a cornerstone of every complete Washington quarter collection. The 1967 quarter holds a special legacy in U.S. coinage. It bridged the gap between the Silver Age and the Clad Age. It symbolized resilience amid coin shortages. It maintained artistic continuity despite economic necessity. From a broader perspective, the coin also mirrors America's adaptation to modernity, balancing heritage and progress. Every worn 1967 quarter that passes through hands today carries traces of this rich historical transition. The 1967 United States quarter dollar is more than a 25-cent piece. It is a snapshot of an era defined by change, innovation, and endurance. It tells a story of a nation modernizing its economy while preserving its traditions. From the artistry of John Flanagan's design to the mint's strategic reforms under the Coinage Act of 1965, every aspect of this coin speaks to the adaptability and unity of America during a dynamic decade. For collectors, historians, and everyday Americans alike, the 1967 quarter serves as a reminder that even the smallest coin can carry a vast story, one of craftsmanship, national pride, and economic evolution. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A new coin story awaits you every next day.